Steve and Alan's pro tips in a short time. Learn a lot.
Hey, Alan.
Hey, Steve.
Today's quick pro tip is perfect for the end of the school year, and it's one of your tools called TALA.
TALA. It's TALA.
Okay.
Yeah. And I love this one because it's simple, fast, useful, and the fact that it's fast matters. Because we all know we should debrief after a concert cycle or a school year, show choir season, but then life happens, everything overlaps, and we skip it because it seems too time consuming.
Yeah, and then we forget those lessons or mistakes and maybe doom ourselves to repeating them again next year.
Right. So here's the tool. TALA. WWW stands for what went well. And TALA stands for take a look at. What went well? Take a look at. And the point is, in 3 to 5 minutes, you can capture a lot of the insight that you'd get from like sending out a survey or doing a much longer review process.
3 minutes, huh? So I'm guessing this is probably going to take you longer to explain than it will take our listeners to implement.
If we do both of those things right, I think that you're right. So just do this thing after anything that matters. It could be after a single concert or like a whole concert band or concert choir season, after solo and ensemble contest, after a marching season, spring musical, at the end of the year, anything that's like an event or a season that you'll do again, the tool is gold.
All right. How does it work?
It's simple. You get the people who are part of it, student leaders, maybe staff, could be the whole ensemble in some form, whatever seems appropriate. You get yourself like a whiteboard or like that chart paper that sticks to the wall and make 2 columns, WWW, TALA. I think the technical term is a T-chart. Remember that from staff development. You just ask 2 questions, ask people to respond to 2 questions. What went well and what should we take a look at? And the instructions are say what went well and then say your thing, or say take a look at, then say your thing. And you keep it, as a leader, you keep it casual and fast and no discussion. You just gather information. You don't talk about it. As a director, you don't get defensive about it. You just write it down. The framework is it's rapid fire. Write it down. Keep it moving.
Sounds good. So brainstorming really instead of problem solving.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking even if you're the lone person on your team, it's probably to go into it telling yourself, I'm just going to make a big list and not necessarily devote energy to fixing those issues right now.
Yeah, because then you would talk yourself out of doing it because it would take too much time. And we want it to take 3 to 5 minutes. So like somebody might say the loading process was chaotic. And then like 2 or 3 people start litigating the entire loading process and they try to solve the problem. No, you just write it down. The point of TALA is capture first, analyze later. So the kinds of things that might show up on the what went well side, depending on what you're evaluating. The student check-in process at the Trip Hotel was smooth. The uniform crew was totally on it. Everybody stayed engaged during the whole camp day. And the take a look at column might have things like we overprogrammed the spring concert, or for a trip, we didn't have enough chaperone communication before departure, or the third piece wasn't ready soon enough, or tardiness got common in April. That's already useful, just those lists.
Yeah, and I like that we're talking about what went well. I think it's nice to remind ourselves that progress happened. And then I also think we find things that we want to repeat or celebrate.
Yeah. And the group could decide. So let's say you want to spend more than 3 to 5 minutes. You could spend a few more minutes to take some votes on what to address from the TALA column. And what we especially want to acknowledge, keep a reward from the WWW side. Sometimes you need to do a little polling to make sure that an item wasn't just the loud voice and does in fact reflect the majority.
Yeah. And again, I think that is important to think about even if we're going through this process by ourselves. But I think it's especially valuable if you're the one leading a team, whether it's staff or just a student team.
Yeah. And some people might think, oh, you could have a third party do it, so the leader isn't the one writing it down. But I think it's essential that the leader does the writing down, because then they're not contributing to the discussion at all. And instead, you're demonstrating as the leader, I am here to listen to you and just write down what you have to say. And the act of writing down what other people are saying says, hey, what you say matters.
All right. So what would this look like at the end of marching band season, for example?
Yeah, at the end of any season, you just gather staff and some student leaders right after the last performance or within a day or two. while it's fresh and just throw up that T chart and say, okay, what went well? What do we need to take a look at? And the very first time you do it, you might do it to explain it. But after you do it one time, you don't need to explain it at all. They'll do it. They'll understand. You don't debate. You don't make speeches. You just fill those columns. And then if you've got time, you can decide if you want to do anything about it there, or you just file that away. That's why I like the big giant chart paper pieces. You fold them up and you put them in a folder or in a drawer, and you pull them out next time you start to plan it. And then you refer to it as you start that planning process.
Yeah, this is good. It sounds like useful reflection instead of simply reflecting.
Yeah. If you just do it and shove it in the drawer and never look at it again, then it's kind of a waste of time. But the value comes when it's like the beginning of the next season, when you're planning show choir camp or whatever it is. You can look back and be like, oh yeah, like a marching band example. We had too many sets for the amount of rehearsal time that we had. Ooh, our opener was achievable. Let's remember the grade level of that. Make sure that it's that level again. So you like look at all those things and you're like, well, let's cover all those things, and it's super helpful.
Yeah, and this also feels like you could apply it to even just one single concert or a festival or a tour as well.
Yeah, anything you're doing. Like, yeah, you host an event, do it after you host an event, or you do a fundraiser. You could do it around literature selection, student leadership structure and process, travel procedures, concert rehearsal pacing, fundraising, communication with parents, sectionals. If you do it alone, you could even do it around your own calendar and sanity. So, your personal whoa list could say the students respond really well to more frequent sight reading, or the combined piece was a hit and brought more people into the audience, or senior recognition went smooth when I didn't let all of them make a really long speech. And your TALA list can say, I had too many night commitments in March, or we need more performances that are low stakes, low pressure, or students didn't really understand why we did solo ensemble. So then you've got something.
So back to my original snarky comment. This was supposed to take 3 minutes for our listeners, but we've been talking about it for quite a while now. So it does seem like it could be easy to overthink this.
Yeah, people might want to embellish it, make it like their own thing. But I beg you, do not overcomplicate it. This isn't like a summit or a big retrospective where we get together for 2 hours. It is a quick capture tool. Set the timer for 3 minutes and then allow 5 if necessary. Because it's fast, you'll actually do it. And the first time you do it, then the second time, third time, fourth time, go easier. Your people will just get used to it.
All right. So keep it quick. Otherwise, you're probably not going to try it again, listeners.
Yes. Couple more little points. The wording matters. Please say take a look at instead of weaknesses or failures or what we're sorry about. Take a look at is more forward looking. And it's not like it went bad necessarily. We just need to take a look at.
Yeah, it sounds like let's improve this instead of, so who messed this up?
Yeah, helps preserve the tone. Okay, one more thing. I promise, almost done here, man. If you know that your days are numbered, that you might be leaving at the end of the year, really make sure that you do this after every element of the program year, and then schedule a review session with your replacement. Put all those pieces of chart paper up on the wall. I did that at the end of my last teaching job. And the person who replaced me was like, whoa, I don't know exactly what this is, but I think it's about to be really cool. And I was like, yes, everything under the whoa, keep all of that. Don't touch it. And then ask permission to change the TALA stuff before you do it. But you probably are able to do that. So I credit that process for a smooth transition to that new director.
All right. In the event the listener has fast forwarded to the last minute of this quick pro tip, give us a quick summary of how this whole process works.
After an event or anything, while memories are still fresh, make a T-chart. WWW for what went well, TALA for take a look at. Take rapid fire feedback on that and write everything down over the course of 3 to 5 minutes. Then, if you have time or do it later, decide what to address, what to celebrate, what to keep, and save the notes where future you can find them the next time it comes around.
I do love making future Steve happy. Thanks, Alan.
Thanks, Steve.
Steve and Alan's pro tips in a short time. Learn all.